Ma'am, can we ask your name po for documentation?
Okay. I'm Monica Karen Nepomuceno Yanesa. I'm the HR supervisor, HR head of the DIY Shop Corporation here in the head office in Pasay.
So let's start the question, ma'am.
Okay.
First question po, in your view, what are the biggest challenges organization face in designing compensation structure?
Okay, right now, since after the COVID-19, medyo yung business natin is not getting as much as the 2019 na productivity and profit. So, when we say kasi compensation, syempre, it varies doon sa ating mga employee with corresponds doon sa ating mga wages na lumalabas ngayon sa ating tripartite wages. So, if ever magkaroon ng increase, so kailangan natin ng profit. And then, sa ngayon nga, the profit is not that doing well, though ano naman siya, nakaka-cope up, but then unlike 2019 before the pre-pandemic, yung profit ng company.
Next question, ma'am. Does the company provide both short-term and long-term incentive for executives? Then please give a example, ma'am.
Okay, we do have short-term and long-term in a way, but then most of the long-term remains confidential. So, to give example of short-term, so each executive in which department heads were involved, we do have the yearly 14th month example of 14th month salary.
How do you handle compensation and benefits for employee with professionalism?
Actually, it varies depending on the position that the executive is handling. So, parang output-based din siya. Parang kayo, student. So, kung ano yung magiging output ng department na hawak nyo, so, minsan doon nag-vary yung long-term and short-term benefits na nakukuha ng bawat executives.
Next question, ma'am. How do you ensure that executive compensation remains competitive but also fair to the rest of the employees?
Actually, we do have yearly meeting, quorum with the board of directors and as well as the president of the company, and tracking all the movement improvements of all the departments. So from there, nakikita namin kung anong mga department yung nag-excel and anong department yung kulang or parang nakulangan previous based on the previous year, and then from there doon nagka-come up doon sa mga possible adjustment sa mga benefits na makukuha ng mga executive. With regards to the fairness, so as their HR, I see to it na lahat naman ng mga managers and the executives receive the fair compensation that they deserve. Though, the consideration pa rin is the output.
Next question, ma'am. In your opinion, ma'am, how transparent should organization be about executive compensation decision?
Siguro the transparency depends on the relation, the agreement between the executive himself or herself and the management. Kasi we don't discuss each and every benefits to all the executive in front of us. So we conduct a separate meeting with the executive concern, yung concern na tao, and then we discuss it to him or her. Not to the extent na lahat ng executive kaharap namin, tapos tsaka namin i-discuss kung ano-ano yung ma-receive ng bawat isa. So, ang tendency is when you talk to the particular executive regarding the benefits that they'll be receiving, syempre nabuboost yung moral nung employee, nung executive. So, they tend to strive more. So, yung goal natin most likely ma-achieve kasi merong nakalatag na benefits on their end if ever the goal are all being attained.
Yes. Next question po. Do you feel executive compensation and agreements influence the motivation and morale of employee?
Yes, of course. Kasi parang sa lahat ng mga sacrifices, yung mga additional kumbaga efforts na binibigay ng bawat executive to achieve the goal, medyo somehow hindi naman sa iniisip nila na once na-achieve ko yung goal, may marireceive akong benefits, but then it's the achievement of all the company.
Yeah.
Parang ang goal pa rin nila is para sa ikatataas pa rin ng company, not particularly dahil may marireceive lang sila na benefits doon sa bawat ma-achieve nila na goals at least within a year.
Naka-align pa din po yung mission and vision ng company.
Yes, of course.
Next question po. What risk do you think organization face in executive agreements are poorly managed?
Kung poorly managed siya, ang tendency is the executive might go out sa company. So, syempre kung mas may magandang offer, greener pasture outside. So, makakapag-isip siya na, bakit ako medyo nagtitiis sa ito lang yung kayang ibigay rather than merong ibang offer sa labas na mas well compensated, well balanced yung kanilang benefits. So, posible umalis yung mga executives na gano'n.
Next po, how often should executive agreements be viewed or updated?
Actually, kasi sa amin, we have yearly quorum or meeting. But, most of the time, if ever, alam mo naman si Dole, minsan may nilalabas silang mga orders and memorandum regarding dun sa mga wage increase. So, somehow, kapag once na naglabas ng wage increase, it is my duty as HR to review right away. Baka kasi may tinatamaan na benefit si executive na parang luminipis na yung binibigay namin compared dun sa mga additionals na binibigay ngayon ng management ng Dole.
Next question. Are executive agreements standardized or are they customized depending on the position or individual?
Actually, the executive agreements that we implemented here standardized in a way na, example, the supervisory level. So, yung supervisory level, they have their standard benefits. But, since we're on a retail, so may ups and downs na, may time na may branches na mas mataas yung sales nila because of example, mga wholesale na di-deal nila with the government, with customers. So sometimes we tend to depend on the output being produced nung branch. Kasi kunwari, so may standard sa lahat ng supervisor, ito yung marireceive nyo. But may parang, actually, somehow it is considered parang motivational benefit. Kasi since napataas nila yung sales beyond the quota, so we tend to give them additional benefits pa. So, parang dun magre-rely yung sinasabi nyong depending on the, actually, not the position of the individual, but the output. Kasi since retail nga, meron kaming months na hindi siya ganun kataas yung benta, but then, nag-excel tong particular branch na yun. So, we tend to give them benefits in that particular goal na na-reach nila na medyo tremendous naman din yung naging performance.
Question, ma'am. What type of executive agreements does your company usually provides?
Actually, we have naman, sa executive, we have retirement benefits as an example. And then, the other is yung, we do also have yung mga performance-based benefits, lalo na as executive, katulad nung diniscuss ko kanina na we have standard, but then kapag merong quality performing na branch, we tend to give them additional na wala dun sa standard. So, mga parang special motivational benefits.
Doon na po.
That's all po for HR.